Somewhere along the line, after I am finally off the premises, you or your successors may want to take my name off the premises, too. You may want to call yourselves Twain, Rogers, Sawyer, and Finn Incorporated, or Ajax Advertising, or something. That will certainly be okay with me if it's good for you. But let me tell you when I might demand that you take my name off the bill. That will be the day when you spend more time trying to make money and less time making advertising, our kind of advertising. When you forget that the sheer fun of ad making and the lift you get out of it, the creative climate of the place, should be as important as money to the very special breed of writers and artists and business professionals who compose this company of ours and make it tick. When you lose that restless feeling that nothing you do is ever quite good enough. When you lose your itch to do the job well for its own sake, regardless of the client, or the money, or the effort it takes. When you lose your passion for thoroughness, your hatred of loose ends. When you stop reaching for the manner, the overtone, the marriage of words and pictures that produces the fresh, the memorable, the believable effect. When you stop rededicating yourselves every day to the idea that better advertising is what the Leo Burnett Company is all about. When you are no longer what Thoreau called a corporation with a conscience, which means to me a corporation of conscientious men and women. When you begin to compromise your integrity, which has always been the heart's blood, very guts of agency. When you stoop to convenient expediency and rationalize yourselves into acts of opportunism for the sake of the fast buck. When you show the slightest sign of crudeness, inappropriateness, or smart aleckness, and lose that subtle sense of the fitness of things. When your main interest becomes a matter of size, just to be big, rather than good, hard, wonderful work. When your outlook narrows down to the number of windows from 0 to 5 in the walls of your office. When you lose your humility and become big-shot Weisenheimers, a little too big for your boots. When the apples come down to being just apples for eating or for polishing, no longer part of our tone, our personality. When you disapprove of something and start tearing the hell out of the man who did it, rather than the work itself. When you stop building on strong and vital ideas and start a routine production line. When you start believing that in the interest of efficiency, a creative spirit and the urge to create can be delegated and administered, and forget that they can only be nurtured, stimulated, and inspired. When you start giving lip service to this being a creative agency and stop really being one. Finally, when you lose your respect for the lonely man, the man at his typewriter, or his drawing board, or behind his camera, or just scribbling notes with one of our big black pencils, or working all night on a media plan, when you forget that the lonely man, and thank God for him, has made the agency we now have possible. When you forget he's the man who, because he's working harder, sometimes actually gets hold of, for a moment, one of those hot, unreachable stars. That, boys and girls, is when I shall insist you take my name off the door. And by golly, it will be taken off the door. Even if I have to materialize long enough some night, rub it out myself on every one of your floors. And before I dematerialize again, I will paint out that star-reaching symbol, too, and burn all the stationery. Perhaps tear up a few ads in passing. And throw every goddamn apple down the elevator shaft. Just one know the place the next morning. Half the place. Right now, here's Leo Burnett Company Incorporated. Here's Leo Burnett Company of Canada Limited. Here's Leo Burnett Company Limited of London. And here's D.P. Brother and Company, an incorporated division of Leo Burnett Company Incorporated. Keep right on with what you're doing, but more of it. More of it. I'm very proud of you. I wish you a Merry Christmas and a big New Year. Personally, unincorporated and unlimited.